Each year, 108 billion pounds of food is wasted in the US, whether that's food waste from our homes, food service, manufacturing, retail. When we waste food, we also waste all the energy and water it takes to grow, harvest, transport, and package it, but its worst effect happens at the end of its life cycle.
Well, methane is natural gas, right? I mean, the primary component of natural gas. And when food disintegrates, one of the products is methane, the only CO2.
When food rots in landfills, it produces methane, a greenhouse gas approximately 120 times the global warming potential of carbon dioxide. Food waste is responsible for 14.1% of all methane emissions in landfills. If food waste were a country, it would be third only to China and the US in terms of greenhouse gas emissions. Food waste can be composted, but the reality is that 72% of Americans don't do it. However, 67% of the non-composters interviewed said that they would be willing to if it were more convenient. What if there was an easy and affordable way to reduce the environmental impact of your food scraps without changing any of your habits? Zero bags are trash bags for food waste that reduce your methane footprint without changing your everyday routine. Throw away your banana peels, your leftovers, any food waste you have into a zero bag, which comes in every standard trash bag size and functions like any trash bag you're familiar with. Made with biodegradable plastic and lined with a zeolite powder film, zero bags ensure that the food waste from your kitchen has reduced methane emissions when it hits the landfill. Our research process started with finding the existing natural methods that methane is neutralized. Methanotrophs are a unique type of bacteria that metabolize methane, typically producing carbon dioxide.
So methane is much worse.
Yeah.
Particularly in the first few years. I mean, it's much more potent a greenhouse gas than CO2.
However, methanotrophs aren't compatible with a retail product. Consumers typically buy trash bags every few months, and it isn't practical to have live organisms sitting around for that long. We set out to find a material that would mimic the chemical conversion of methanotrophs in a safe, convenient, affordable, and long-term way. Minerals called zeolites convert methane into carbon dioxide just like methanotrophs do. Zeolites are an inexpensive and abundant material composed of aluminum and silica. It's currently utilized in cat litter, detergents, water, air purifiers, and more.
But there's so many different types. Maybe it's better in the bags. If you just have a coating of dust, as you say, right? If you have a small powder, the surface area is smaller, right? Mm-hmm. So it is more reactive. So it probably can take more methane. And it might cling to the plastic, right?
Yeah.
These are really interesting ideas. I like that.
The procurement of the commercial silicon and aluminum reactants needed to produce zeolite is often not economical nor eco-friendly. A way to combat this is by converting existing agricultural waste byproducts into a source of raw materials.
Yeah, so rice husk ash is silica rich. Mm-hmm. It's very high in silica. So rice in general has a lot of silica in there. It doesn't burn very well because of that. Okay. But it produces a lot of silica that you can use as a raw material.
Rice husk contains 20% amorphous silica, while rice husk ash, the product of burning rice husks for fuel, contains almost 90% amorphous silica. By using rice husk ash as a source of silica, we prevent it from entering the air as pollution. Within a commercial context, we envision that rice manufacturers like Ben's Original will be able to divert their rice husk waste into our zeolite synthesis, turning a byproduct of food waste and industry into a raw material. Due to their microporous nature, zeolites can be extremely suitable for gas separation and other forms of contaminant catalysis. To summarize it simply, when zeolites are synthesized with a copper nitrate solution, the material becomes extremely effective at absorbing methane from the air. Even before the landfill, the zero bag's methane mitigation helps reduce the odor of food waste in your home. The outer bag uses current technology for sustainably produced, eco-friendly, and biodegradable cornstarch plastic, a quickly growing market projected to reach $10 billion by 2030. Inside, the zeolite used will feature ultra micropores, which are most suitable for gas separation. Even as the cornstarch plastic degrades in the landfill, the zero bag zeolite lining will continue to absorb the methane, reducing overall emissions. Because starch-based plastics have relatively high oxygen and water vapor permeability, methane from already present food waste in landfills can also be absorbed even while the bag is intact. Zero bags can and should be used everywhere, not only for households but industrial settings, restaurant kitchens, corporate offices, and more. Grab them off the shelf of any supermarket in the size you need, use it, and dispose of it just like you usually would. When your trash reaches the landfill, it often disappears from your mind. we imagine a future where we're more conscious of food waste at every step of the process. To offset the CO2 produced as a result of the methane conversion process, we envision landfills that coexist as green spaces, where trees surrounding the perimeter can soak up the CO2 produced. To put it linearly, our zero bags convert the methane from your food waste to CO2, and the trees convert the CO2 to oxygen. In this environment, zero bags make your food waste become the oxygen we need and breathe. These spaces can also serve as a reminder of our relationship with waste, the environment, and our collective well-being. Ultimately, the health of our planet is the root of our well-being. It's the water we drink, the air we breathe, and the source of all of our food. About 6 to 8% of all human-caused greenhouse gas emissions could be reduced if we cut down food waste, and zero bags is the easiest way to help that mission from right within your kitchen.